Hey guys, and welcome to Monday's installment of the xoxovintagebeautys. So this week's theme was Request Week, and we got some requests from people last week, and we thank you all so much for your requests. And we had a lot of people who asked for room tours. Now, the girls and I were talking about it, and at the moment, none of us feel that room tour is something that we want to do. Like, my room is an absolute mess and I had no intentions of cleaning it, and I know a few other girls haven't got their rooms exactly how they want them to be. So instead we thought we would do a request which was school related videos. So this week we're all doing one school related video each, and today I thought I would do Emma's top tips for cramming. Now, if you don't know what cramming is, basically it's basically cramming for an exam, so using your last few minutes or last few hours to get all the information into your head that you can for an exam. Now, I left school in 2009, I graduated in 2009, and I did finish my high school certificate, which is basically the highest form of schooling education that you can get, and I came out with what's called a UAI or an ATAR, and that's the grade that gets you through to university. Now, just giving you a few details on my schooling, I was never a grade A student, not throughout. I was an average student. I did get A's and stuff, but not through everything. I think my best subjects were music and drama, mainly because they were practical subjects and they were things that I really enjoyed and that I was good at, because I'm a very creative student, and well, I was, and that's what I really enjoyed, and that's why I did really well in them. But the subjects that I also did, I'm just going to give you the lowdown. I did maths, I did religion because it was compulsory, ancient history, music, drama, and English because English was compulsory as well for year 12. And so they're the subjects that I did, and I know before my exams I crammed so much. Like, I'm not a very good person. I can't study in advance. I find it really, really difficult without aided support to study. I don't have the motivation, and even now at university I still do not have the motivation to go and study by myself. It's really difficult for me to do. So today I thought I would give you my top tips on cramming for an exam. Now, I'm not saying that cramming is the best thing to do. It's probably your last resort sort of thing. If you can't study like I couldn't or can't, or you haven't studied at all for an exam, this is what I would suggest that you do. Now, I have all my notes written down here, and I'm not saying what I'm saying is the best thing to do or the only way that you can do it. You may have different ways that you like to do this, but this is my top 10, and I will just let you know that doing this on the morning of my religion exam saved my grades, basically. I remember in the trial HSC exams, or the half-yearly exams I had in year 12, I came last in my whole grade of about 65 people for religion, and then in my year 12 exam, like my actual HSC certificate, I got a very high band 4, so that means I got in the late 70s for my mark, which is really good. I think I got 79, so I did really quite well in it, and I crammed my whole subject of religion in a 4-hour gap, learnt essays off by heart, went into the exam and pretty much nailed it. I was pretty happy with myself. So I'm going to start on my top tips for you. Okay, so the first thing I'd probably suggest that you do is find an area that has a table, it's quiet, it's clear, there is nothing in your way, there is nothing to distract you from what you are doing, because if you have distractions, you are going to want to go away from it. You are going to stop what you're doing and basically not learn anything. You're just going to zone out. So you need to make sure that you have a clear space for you to work in, and no noise around you, unless you find that you work better with music around you, which I would suggest. If that's how you are, then definitely have music around you. And maybe if you like having candles lit while you're studying, then possibly you can have a candle there that's lit. Whatever, it's all based on your own preferences. So if you have a preference for while you're studying, then definitely go with it. Number 2, have a drink of water next to you. if you don't have a drink of water with you and you're trying to study, the first thing you're going to do is start studying and then go, oh, I want a drink of water. You'll get up, you'll go to the fridge, you'll get your drink of water, and you'll get distracted by food, or you'll get distracted by somebody. You'll get distracted. That is what I'm saying. You will get distracted. So make sure that you have your water next to you, because if it's there, you're not going to get distracted by going to the fridge like I do. Okay, number 3, have your pens, highlighters, papers, and palm cards. One thing that helped me so much was palm cards. Even in the last few hours of a subject, like learning a subject, palm cards were so good. You could just write down notes that were really important, flick through them all the time, and there you go. You have your notes to take with you wherever you're going. That works so well, and you can color code them, you can highlight them, you can do whatever you want, but palm cards are so important. And you also need to make sure that you have the right stationery that you need to learn, so that you're not looking around for things as well and getting distracted that way. Number 4, have all notes and textbooks with you, in front of you, something that you need. Even have your laptop there. It's actually probably not a good idea to have your laptop with you. If you have your laptop with you, you're going to get distracted by Facebook. So maybe make sure that you have printed all your notes that you need and all the textbooks. I know when I was doing English and stuff, we had our practice essays in front of us. Our teachers had to write the essay and style the essay as well, and that really helped having the practice things there. But make sure you have the notes. Even if you've downloaded from the internet, you need to make sure that you have the notes there, because those notes are going to help you through, and they're going to help you and give you notes from those notes. I say notes a lot. And yeah, so basically make sure that you have your textbooks in front of you as well. Number 5, make sure you know what you're studying. Know what you need to know for an exam. If you go into an exam not knowing what you're supposed to know, then chances are you're going to fail. If you don't ask what is in your exam, or you're not told what's in your exam, that makes it really tricky for you to study the right things. So make sure that you have a list of what is in your exam, or around about what is in your exam. There's no point learning about vegetables if you know vegetables aren't in the exam and fruit is. So you may as well go, okay, what's in the exam? And you're told fruit, you can go and learn about your fruit. Good example, huh? But you know what I mean. It's, you've got to know what's in your exam to learn about it, because if you don't know, then chances are you're going to study the wrong things. 6 is write to the point, dot points, and don't write details unless it's necessary. If you write to the point, dot points, you're going to remember it more than a whole bunch of writing. If you've got paragraphs and paragraphs of things that you need to know, you're not going to remember it. You need to write to the point, dot points, because chances are you're going to remember 3 words more than 15 words. So try and write as to the point as you can with your notes, because otherwise you're just not going to remember it in that short amount of time, and you're going to stress yourself out, and that's really not what you want. And also, remember the KISS method, which is keep it simple, stupid. So remember that, because if you keep it simple, then you're not going to have too much of a problem with it. Number 7, make up songs or record your notes so that you can listen to them on the bus or in bed or anywhere. I found that when I was in year 12, I wrote songs. Like, I used words and notes and things in songs to remember what I was writing. I remember for English essays, I would like say the person's name and then the things about them, and then the conclusion, and that would all be in one clip of a song. So that would be the verse of the song, and then the next bit, and then the next bit, and I would do the same thing, and that got me through, because I remember sitting in the exam going, and I'd be singing the actual song that I had made up in my head. So it's really important that you record it, or that you make up a song or something that's going to make you remember, because I know that's how I work personally, and that really worked for me. It might not work so well for you, so if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, but I found that really worked for me, especially listening back to it. And I know the sound of your own voice can be really annoying, and as beauty gurus, obviously don't hate the sound of our voice too much, because otherwise we couldn't make YouTube videos. But yeah, if you make a recording, you can listen back to it whenever. You can just put your headphones in and somewhere and just listen to it, and you can go over and over and over, and you will remember it. Number 8, yes. Read and reread all your notes. Just keep reading. Just remember them. Go through, and don't stop reading until you know that you know it, because when you read through them, it's just going to keep going through your head. And don't stress yourself out by stopping and going, oh my god, I'm going to fail this exam. Don't do that. That's wasting your time. The more you stress about failing an exam, the more you're going to forget what's gone into your head. So just keep reading it. Sit in a quiet corner. Especially, like, I know at my school we used to have like this little courtyard thing, and we used to just have people sitting down everywhere by themselves, just looking at their notes going, and it was stressful. But you know, like, you sit by yourself, or you can sit with a friend and talk to a friend about it. And that brings me on to number 9. Talk to your friends through it. You've got to be able to go through your essays with your friends. If they're writing on the same thing, go through it with them and talk them through it, because they may have the same points as you, and you can talk that point through with them, and you can check that you're doing it right. Or they may have an extra point and you thought, oh, well, I didn't think of that. But remember, don't plagiarize and don't copy word for word from what anybody says. Plagiarism can cause you to fail. Do not copy what anyone else says. You've got to reword things in your own words. So don't word for word copy. But if you hear an idea that somebody's thought of and you think, well, I can put that in my essay, then do it. Because you need all the help you can get. Other people have different perspectives, but another perspective can always help you along that little bit more. And finally, number 10. Number 10 is don't stress. It is stressful. And I know that, and I'm not going to say that I didn't stress at all, but try not to stress, because the more you stress, the more you're going to scare yourself, and the more you're just going to conk out and not want to do it at all. So don't stress, and I know you can do this. If you're watching this and you're going into an exam, I know you can do this, and I really hope that my tips have helped you. They definitely helped me through my high school years, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching if you got to the end, because I know this could have been a bit of a painstakingly boring video because it's not beauty related. But thank you so much for watching if you have watched this far. And if you have, write me... I'm trying to think what you can write. Okay, if you've watched this far, tell me whether I should get extra blonde highlights put into my hair. I'm thinking of getting blonde in my hair. So if you've watched it this far, and you have, then go comment down below and tell me whether you think I should get blonde foils put into my hair even more than it is already. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Monday. Bye!